What's going on, everybody? Biggity Bam here, and have I got a treat for you. Today is going to be such a fun video because this game is phenomenal. You know how every now and then you're just waiting for that perfect VR title? It's like all of a sudden Half-Life Alyx walks in your door and you're like, where have you been my whole life? Or at least where have you been for the past few years of VR gaming? But either way, this is one of those games, and it is fantastic. I like action games. Action games are fun, but I also want it to be a little bit mellow at times. Maybe even throw some comedy in there. Of course, some gore. And you can't say no to a little bit of romance, am I right? This doesn't have a whole lot of romance in it. There is that scene where you pet the cat. Regardless, this is the VR title you have been waiting for. At least I have been waiting. Maybe one day I'll properly edit a video. That's not gonna happen. What's your favorite genre? A little bit of RPG? A little bit of puzzle solving? Just that hint of frustration when you can finally solve a puzzle and get to the next room? That's what I love. That whole frustration bit in the middle? Not so much. But this game has puzzles too! I remember my first VR experience was this headset that you put your phone in. It was like this foam pad thing from GameStop. I think it was like $100 for foam. But it was awesome. So, okay. We were driving home and I was on a roller coaster and I remember feeling it in my stomach. Like lurching. Well, not lurching, but sitting in the passenger seat going, whee! Obviously I wasn't sitting in the driver's seat. That'd be insane. But with Ciabatta's driving, it kind of felt like a roller coaster anyway. I'm just kidding, wife. Please don't divorce me. Ever since then, I knew VR was onto something. I just didn't know it was building up to this point. And then real VR came along. And after that, I bought a PlayStation VR 1. The first game I got for that was Job Simulator, and it was a blast. Being able to interact with your environment and pick stuff up and mix ingredients, and that was, I thought, the pinnacle of VR. But we all know what happened next, right? Something even bigger and better, Vacation Simulator. I'm just kidding. It was okay. Now the VR horizon seems to have been a little bit stagnant lately. There's been a couple of odds and ends that have pushed the horizon, just not a lot. Until today. By the way, before we get too much further into this video, I want to introduce our sponsor for today's video. It is this old Fallout shirt. The cool kids do it, so I wanted to do it too. Please give me money, Fallout shirt. Or just Fallout. When I first experienced this game, standing and just looking around in the environment that I was in, my jaw literally went. Stunning, absolutely gorgeous. Everything you interact with, your controllers has this vibration, and it feels like you're there. How much better can VR get? I did see that VR mouth kissing thing. Definitely got to try that out. But it's getting more and more immersive, and this game proves that. Soon they're probably going to come out with a smell tower that simulates the smells of the environment. How cool would that be? Wasn't that in Ready Player One? It was. That book was fantastic, and if you haven't read Ready Player One, you are missing out. So there I am, standing and looking around in the environment, interacting with the environment, touching the environment, not smelling the environment. And it looks beautiful. And then come the bad guys. I really don't want to give too many spoilers, so we should just jump right in. But real quick, before we do that, I'm curious what your first VR experience was. Not necessarily the first VR experience that made your jaw drop, just the first time you put on a headset or put a phone in some cardboard or whatever it was. What was the first thing you experienced, and did that have a significant impact on the way you view VR? Because even that crapsy pixelated roller coaster game that I played, it was still awesome. The environment looked like garbage, but just the feeling and the sensation and being able to look around like that, it was something I'd never experienced before. I'm sure I experienced something like that at some point, but it didn't stick out. Don't remember it now, but I remember the crappy roller coaster, and I always will. Those are the core moments in a gamer's life. King's Quest, Space Quest, Super Mario, The Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, BioShock, Skyrim. These pinnacle moments in gaming that shape us as gamers and the way we view games from that point forward don't come around very often. And when they do, I cherish them, I embrace them, and I love every moment of them. And one of those pivotal moments is now. Without further ado, I am ready to unveil the game.
Jason, come on! We have to save the clock tower! Come on! Hurry up! Come on! Let's go! Save the clock tower! Come on! Come on!
Sorry guys. Apparently I have a clock tower to save, so we're gonna have to do this another time.
Come on!
April Fools, bitches.